Hello everyone and welcome back to the Belgian Beer Brothers channel. Cedric here in Antwerp with yet another brew review, and today we are staying in the Netherlands, but we are returning to the north. I think this is our second to last beer from Bogdike. This is Klôkjebruier, and Klôkjebruier is dialect, and a dialect that I don't speak because it's Northern Holland. And I am from northern Belgium. There is a vast difference, but what I do know is that this is a quadrupel, and we will discover all the rest together. Bogdike quadrupel, traditional Abbey style brewed quadrupel with hints of herbs, nuts and fruit. Lovely round flavors and dark scents. Fits well with a nice piece of cheese. Okay. Ingredients: water, pilsner malt, caramel malt, maris, other pale ale malt, and candied sugar. They used a Haller Blanc and Northern hops and White Labs yeast. Now I did notice they use the White Labs yeast quite often, and I am not familiar with these hops. I mean, at least the Northern I'm not familiar with. Haller Blanc is, I think, a spin-off from the Haller Tau, but I'm not completely sure about that. Unfiltered and unpasteurized. EBC about 12. IBU 33, and brewed to 21 Platos to get an ABV of 9.5. Okay, so another heavy hitter. Normally this wouldn't be the glass that I would use for a quadruple, but it is the brewery's glass, and I could get principle and have myself like a Trappist chalice, but I don't know, I'm curious to have a quad from a glass like this. So without further ado, let's check this out. Plain black bottle cap. Looks cool. It's like having a Coke with foam. Oh wow, that is dark. Yeah, that is practically pitch black. Only in this narrow part I see some deep red shining through. But yeah, that is a very typical but beautiful deep reddish brown, not to say black. I'm not even gonna call this foam beige. This is just light brown foam. It's not an extreme amount, but it is nice and dense. A lot of tiny bubbles, the way we like it. So it does its job. Oh wow. That is very roasty. I would even say that this is going towards a porter or a stout. Yeah, very roasty. I'm getting some raisins or figs or dates, like dried fruits in general. They weren't lying about the nuts. A bit of carbon dioxide. A tiny hint of alcohol. Some licorice, and oftentimes when they mention candied sugar on the label or in the ingredients list, you already get this right off the bat in the nose, and that's not the case with this one, so I have high hopes. Okay, let's have a taste. Cheers. Yeah, this is right there on the border of like a quad and a stout. Very ashy, very burnt, very roasty. A lot of coffee. A tiny bit of chocolate as well. And I did have the idea that going from 21 degrees Plato to 9.5, or what was it? Yeah, 9.5% ABV, and I would say that this might be even lowballing it. But I thought 21 to 9.5, that is not a lot of wiggle room, meaning this is gonna be dry as fuck. It is. Yeah, I'm afraid that this is one of those love it or hate it situations, but fortunately I kind of like this. Yeah, surprisingly it is rather thin in mouthfeel, which is not weird because we don't have a lot of leftover sugars, and they did add candied sugar, but I get the idea that it's not added late in the process. It's all fermented. But it is a weird sensation to have a beer that is this heavy. It is rather boozy as well, but this heavy and boozy, and this dark in scent but in taste as well, to be so thin. Special. Yeah, like it's not entirely my thing, but I do like it. And the aftertaste is, as usual, more of the same but mellow. But in the aftertaste we also get those volatile components that I don't want to say regurgitate, but that do return through that retronasal cavity, and I do get some nuts and some red berries, for example. Quite nice. I do get a bit of like watered down chocolate milk, but I think that comes across way too negative. Yeah, how should I score this? I think I'm gonna give this like a 3.5 as well. I might bump it down to a 3.25, but I'll decide that later on when I empty the glass. But for now, I think, yeah, 3.5 might be it. Okay, thank you guys for watching. If you like this video and you want to support this channel, start by hitting that thumbs up, leave a comment down below, share a video, visit the Patreon page if you're serious, buy me a beer, become a Belgian beer brother. There are some cool tiers, and if you want to see more, subscribe and hit the bell icon so you'll get notified whenever I upload something, and I will see you guys again in the next video. Cheers.